Meghan Markle, the new Duchess of Sussex, who savaged Donald Trump as a woman-hater, may end up welcoming the American president to Britain and even have dinner with him in what is likely to be an incredibly awkward transatlantic visit. The US president is staging a working visit to the UK in July and is set to meet the Queen at Windsor, one notch down from a full state visit. Palace sources are keeping tight-lipped about the finer details of just which of the royals will also be in attendance with Queen Elizabeth, but at least one royal expert says the royal entourage could well include Meghan, which may prove a tad awkward, as Prince Harry's new bride has well-documented opinions on Donald Trump, and not all of them are glowing. Prior to the 2016 US election, Meghan aired her views on a television talk show, declaring that she was prepared to leave the US and live in Canada if Mr. Trump was elected. Speaking on Comedy Central's nightly show, hosted by Larry Wilmore, she said, "We film Suits in Toronto and I might just stay in Canada. I mean, come on. If that's really the reality that we are talking about, come on. That is really a game changer in terms of how we move in the world here." Trump is divisive. Think about just female voters alone. I think it was in 2012. The Republican Party lost the female vote by 12 points. That's a huge number, and with someone as misogynistic as Trump is and so vocal about it, that's a huge chunk of it. Of course 5 years ago she was an upcoming American actress rather than a senior member of the British royal family. Royal expert Richard Fitzwilliams said, "Donald Trump's visit is a working visit, not a state visit, which would be very different. The official itinerary has not been announced, but we know he will be meeting the Queen at Windsor as the American ambassador has said so." Prime Minister Theresa May rashly promised Trump a state visit just after he became president. Only 2 American presidents have had this honor, and if that happens it might well include Meghan as our first American princess, irrespective of what her private views might be. He added it was likely that during the visit other members of the royal family would attend an official banquet which could see Meghan and Harry and Donald and Melania Trump as dinner partners. He said, "We know Meghan's thoughts on Trump before she was married. It would be up to the royal family to choose who attended such an event if and when it happens." The emphasis is obviously on goodwill. Visits by American presidents are intended to reinforce the special relationship, and Britain needs America's cooperation in a post-Brexit deal. Windsor Castle will be closed to the public on 13 July, for the president's visit. Express.co. UK contacted Kensington Palace for an official comment on the Duchess' plans during the US president's visit, but they declined. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are set to visit Ireland from July 10 to July 11. In their first official trip as a married couple, and are expected to return when Mr. Trump arrives in the country. Britons have planned a nationwide protest against Mr. Trump's arrival to the UK, with thousands planning to march London's streets. The US president is expected to avoid the capital to prevent being exposed to mass protests.